Today we're diving into how you can naturally restore your original hair color by supporting your body at the cellular level. This has nothing to do with salon dyes, harsh chemicals, or expensive treatments. What we're talking about is reactivating the pigment-producing cells inside your scalp, the same cells that simply go to sleep as you age, usually because they're starved of nutrients and overwhelmed by oxidative stress. Most people assume gray hair is purely genetic and inevitable. But genetics account for only around 30% of premature graying. The other 70% is influenced directly by nutrition, oxidative damage, stress hormones, medication-induced deficiencies, and poor absorption, issues that can be corrected. Inside every hair follicle sits a group of specialized cells called melanocytes. Their job is to create melanin, the pigment that gives your hair its natural color. Think of these cells like tiny pigment factories working non-stop to color every new hair as it grows. When you're young and well-nourished, these factories run with perfect efficiency. But as you get older, especially after age 40 and dramatically after 60, several nutritional shortfalls begin choking these pigment factories, one nutrient at a time. Once even one key nutrient is missing, melanin production slows down or shuts off entirely, and your hair grows out gray or white. Doctors often tell you nothing can be done about gray hair except coloring it. But this overlooks the actual biology. Melanocytes don't die in most cases. They simply stop functioning because they lack essential cofactors like copper, B12, catalase, tyrosine, selenium, and antioxidants. Without these, the melanin pathway collapses. To understand this better, imagine your melanocyte as a multi-department manufacturing plant. One department requires copper to activate the main pigment enzyme, tyrosinase. Another depends on vitamin B12 to deliver oxygen. A third needs catalase to neutralize hydrogen peroxide, which otherwise builds up and literally bleaches the pigment out of your hair. Other departments need antioxidants like selenium, amino acids like tyrosine, and proper iron levels. If even one of these departments runs out of fuel, pigment production fails. On top of that, aging brings additional challenges. Your stomach acid drops by 50% after age 50, making it harder to absorb minerals. Many common medications, especially metformin, PPIs, and statins, wipe out key nutrients. And chronic stress floods your system with cortisol, rapidly depleting antioxidants and accelerating graying. So gray hair is not random. It is the first visible signal that your pigment cells are starving and overwhelmed, and that's exactly what the next sections will help you correct. One of the most damaging forces behind premature graying is something few people talk about: the buildup of hydrogen peroxide inside your hair follicles. Your body naturally produces hydrogen peroxide as part of normal metabolism. When you're young, high levels of the enzyme catalase neutralize it instantly. But after the age of 40, catalase production drops sharply. Without enough catalase, peroxide begins to accumulate inside the follicle. And peroxide does exactly what you think it does: it bleaches your hair from the inside out. Scientists have found peroxide levels up to 10 times higher in gray follicles compared to pigmented ones. So even if your melanocytes are producing melanin, that pigment is destroyed almost instantly by excess peroxide. This same oxidative rusting shows up elsewhere in the body too. It contributes to age spots, cataracts, stiff joints, tired arteries, and accelerated cellular aging. In that sense, gray hair is like a warning light telling you that oxidative damage is building up internally. But peroxide is only one part of the story. Your pigment factories also rely on critical nutrients that often become deficient with age. Copper, required to activate tyrosinase, the enzyme that triggers melanin production. A vitamin B12, needed for oxygen delivery to follicles. Selenium and vitamin E, protect melanocytes from oxidative stress. Iron, supports circulation and follicular oxygenation. Tyrosine, the amino acid raw material for melanin. PABA, a nutrient that helps maintain pigment gene expression. If even one of these falls too low, pigment formation drops dramatically. Absorption is another major problem. Many seniors genuinely try to eat well, but their bodies can't extract nutrients from food the way they once did due to reduced stomach acid. Medications also play a huge role. Metformin can slash B12 absorption by more than half. PPIs reduce mineral absorption. Statins deplete essential antioxidants. Then comes stress. High cortisol levels burn through antioxidant stores rapidly, leaving melanocytes defenseless against oxidative damage. Studies show chronic stress can cause graying 50% faster, and recent research revealed the exact mechanism. Stress overactivates the sympathetic nervous system, which drains melanocyte stem cells in the follicle. Combine all of this and you get the perfect storm. Nutrient shortages, peroxide buildup, low catalase, poor absorption, medication depletion, and chronic stress. The melanocyte factory simply shuts down. The good news? Every single one of these problems can be addressed through targeted nutrition and lifestyle strategies, and that's exactly what the next section covers. Now that you understand why melanocytes shut down, let's move into the first 3 key strategies for restoring their function and encouraging natural repigmentation. 1. Optimize your copper levels. Copper is the master nutrient for hair pigment. It activates tyrosinase, the enzyme that begins the melanin production pathway. Without copper, melanin production stops instantly. The richest source of copper is beef liver, followed by oysters, sunflower seeds, cashews, lentils, and dark chocolate. But reversing a deficiency often requires potent sources and slow, consistent intake. A common hidden cause of copper deficiency is excessive zinc intake. Many people take high-dose zinc supplements for immunity, unaware that zinc blocks copper absorption. This imbalance can trigger sudden rapid graying. Ideally, zinc and copper should be balanced at roughly an 8:1 ratio. 2. Restore vitamin B12 to optimal levels. B12 is essential for red blood cell formation and oxygen transport. Your melanocytes are extremely oxygen-hungry cells. Without oxygen, they can't make pigment. The problem is that B12 absorption drops drastically after age 60, especially for people taking metformin or acid-reducing medications. The most reliable way to restore your B12 is with sublingual methylcobalamin, 1,000 to 5,000 micrograms per day. This bypasses the digestive system entirely and goes straight into the bloodstream. Low B12 leads to fatigue, neuropathy, brain fog, and premature graying, but is easily corrected. 3. Increase catalase intake to neutralize peroxide. Catalase is the enzyme that breaks down hydrogen peroxide into water and oxygen. Because catalase drops with age, peroxide levels rise and bleach your hair internally. The best food sources of catalase include beef liver, sweet potatoes, raw spinach, broccoli. Broccoli sprouts, the strongest source. Cabbage and other cruciferous vegetables. But there's one catch: heat destroys enzymes. So raw or lightly steamed vegetables are ideal. Broccoli sprouts are especially powerful. Just a handful a day provides massive antioxidant and enzyme support. Many people grow them at home in 3 days. The next set of strategies focuses on providing the raw materials and protective compounds your melanocytes desperately need. 4. Boost antioxidants, selenium and vitamin E. Selenium activates an enzyme called glutathione peroxidase, which works alongside catalase to neutralize oxidative damage. The best selenium source in the world is the Brazil nut. Just 1 to 2 nuts per day meet your entire requirement. Vitamin E protects cell membranes from oxidative stress. Natural food sources include sunflower seeds, almonds, and spinach. Always choose natural D-alpha, vitamin E instead of synthetic forms. Interestingly, selenium also supports thyroid function by helping convert T4 into active T3. Low thyroid activity is strongly linked with stubborn gray hair. Supporting thyroid health often leads to improved pigment activity. 5. Ensure adequate protein and tyrosine intake. Melanin can't be produced without tyrosine, an amino acid found in high-protein foods. Many seniors unknowingly eat far too little protein, sometimes only 40 to 50 grams per day when most need around 70 grams or more. Good tyrosine sources include chicken, turkey, fish, eggs, pumpkin seeds, beans and legumes. High-quality dairy. Some people also use supplemental L-tyrosine for additional support. A simple daily meal plan easily reaches healthy protein levels. Eggs for breakfast, yogurt with nuts as a snack, chicken or fish at lunch, and salmon or beans with dinner. 6. Consider PABA for pigment gene activation. PABA, para-aminobenzoic acid, is an old-school nutrient once used in hair pigmentation studies. Research shows PABA can influence pigment gene expression and reactivate dormant melanin pathways in certain individuals. Roughly 60% of people respond positively to it. Therapeutic doses typically fall between 300 to 500 milligrams per day, taken with meals. While not everyone responds, those who do often notice darkening at the roots within 8 to 12 weeks. The final piece of the puzzle is managing stress and cortisol, which silently accelerate graying. High cortisol drains antioxidants, damages melanocytes, and depletes pigment stem cells. Recent research confirms stress doesn't just speed up graying, it literally exhausts the stem cells that make pigment possible. That makes stress management essential. 7. Reduce cortisol with daily practices. Practical strategies include ashwagandha, 300 to 500 milligrams twice daily. Deep breathing for 10 minutes twice per day. Magnesium glycinate at night for better sleep. 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep to maintain hormone balance. Even simple breathing exercises stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, lowering cortisol rapidly. Your 4-week action plan. To avoid overwhelm, follow the structured rollout. Week 1. Get blood tests for copper, B12, selenium, iron/ferritin, full thyroid panel. Start methylcobalamin B12, 1,000 plus McG. Add 2 Brazil nuts daily. Week 2. Begin copper-rich foods or copper glycinate, 1 to 2 milligrams. Increase daily protein intake. Add tyrosine-rich foods. Week 3. Start catalase-rich foods, broccoli sprouts, sweet potatoes, raw greens. Add natural vitamin E sources. Week 4. Start PABA, 300 mg. Implement stress management protocol fully. Add magnesium glycinate before bed. This layered approach builds momentum without overwhelming you. Advanced enhancers. After 90 days you can boost results with wheatgrass shots, enzyme-rich. Red light therapy for follicles. Correcting low ferritin iron, under supervision. These additions can enhance circulation, energy, and pigment activity. The bottom line. Gray hair is rarely genetic destiny. In most cases it's a sign of nutritional imbalance, oxidative strain, reduced catalase, low B12 or chronic stress. When you supply your melanocytes with the right nutrients, enzymes, and oxygen, those dormant pigment factories can restart. Many people see new dark hair emerging within 8 to 12 weeks, with more noticeable changes at 4 to 6 months. This isn't about vanity, it's about restoring cellular health from the inside out.